Hey, what's up, Street Dogs? Eric from the Eric True Photography blog. Currently rocking the RICOH GR version 3 as well as the Eric Next Strap. And I wanted to share this video telling you why the RICOH GR 3 and also the new 21mm adapter is probably one of the most interesting, fun, and epic setups for photography in general. So, first and foremost, this 21mm is pretty awesome. You just kind of attach it in the front like yay. And note is actually quite heavy, so without it, the RICOH GR 3 is tiny. It's actually far smaller than the RICOH GR version 2. Of course, it's sad that there's no longer a flash, but the upside is the image quality is phenomenal. It's even more pocketable than before. In the 21mm adapter, it's quite heavy. It's almost as heavy as, it actually might be heavier than the RICOH GR version 3. And I just wanted to show you also a quick way of just how I set up the camera and what I love about it. So first thing first, it's so much faster than the RICOH GR version 2, and I think I would actually put my skin on the line and say that the RICOH GR version 3 is probably the best camera in the market right now. So the way I set it up, open up the menu, and I'm just shooting everything pretty much automatically when it first comes to you. The settings are pretty much the same. The only thing I changed differently was changing the whatchamacallit, the type of image control. So high contrast black and white. So by default it shows up as standard. I set up to high contrast black and white, and if you press the function button, you could actually increase the contrast even higher. And I just set this to max. Everything else I just kind of kept this default. And also make sure that you get the new version of the firmware. So the great thing about the new high contrast black and white, it just makes everything look so much better, and it's probably the best black and white filter I've ever seen in a digital camera thus far. And actually at this point, heresy I know I might say, I'm not even interested in shooting black and white film anymore because the RICOH GR version 3 JPEG setting is so damn good. And some other things I'd recommend you to do is make sure that the auto image review thing is turned off. I always kind of forget where it is, but I think it's called image display. The basic notion is that after taking a photo, make sure that I think it might be one of these things. Not 100% sure where it is, but yeah, everything, the camera, the image quality, the video quality, everything is really, really fantastic. And certain things I would actually recommend to set up too. So under here, under control, turn on the grid style from the 3x3 grid to the 4x4 grid. It just has better compositional lines. And also, I think it's shooting in full display, yeah. So make sure that the grid, so you can set up one of the things where it only has the grid guide, and you could actually turn this on and off by pushing the adjustment lever up here. So this is off and this is on. Cool. So that means that when you're shooting, you could see that there's this grid which is superimposed on the camera. And anyways, I forgot where it is, but just make sure that after you take a photo, it doesn't really show you another setting. But once again, let's talk about the RICOH GR version 3. I'm not about, the gear acquisition for the sake of it, but I'd have to say the RICOH GR 3 is probably the most epic digital camera ever made, and I think it actually will revolutionize your photography in a positive way. It's so small, it's so compact, it'll fit in your front pocket, and the image quality is phenomenal. I actually intentionally waited on getting a RICOH GR version 3 so I could test out other cameras, like testing out the new iPhone, the old iPhones, and so forth. And actually one of the most exciting things I've got is this new 21mm adapter, which makes the camera way bigger and heavier, but it just opens up a lot of new creative opportunity, because to see the world in 21mm, it's much, much wider and more epic than you would see it with 28mm, and I've just found it super, super duper fun to shoot with. And when it comes to the RICOH GR version 3, You could either get the AirCam neck strap, which is optimized for the RICOH GR version 2 and 3 because it has these little neck loops here. And generally what I've been doing is I've just been walking around with the camera, kind of just around my neck. So just whenever I've been walking on the streets, I just kind of keep it dangling around my neck. And as a consequence, as I just walk around more, I see so many new interesting photo opportunities. I've just been shooting like a madman, JPEG everything, and the photos look phenomenal. I've been having so much fun, and I cannot contain my enthusiasm for the RICOH GR version 3. It's way better than any other camera out there that I've ever shot with. I think even the image quality looks even sharper than the Leica Q2. Maybe it's because the RICOH GR version 3 doesn't also have a anti-aliasing filter. The image quality is phenomenal. I haven't found any digital camera that has quite a sublime black and white effect as the RICOH GR version 3. So I'll just continue to test out more cameras, but long story short, if you have a GR2, definitely upgrade to the GR version 3. If you've never shot with the Ricoh before, you're interested in flash, shoot with the GR version 2. If not, you could just skip right to the GR3. AirCam approved. For those of you guys shooting with the GR3, what are your personal thoughts and opinions? Feel free to leave a comment below, but once again, GR3 is the future, baby. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.